I saw that. I think she did such a good job with that.
Yeah. But so people can then submit their quotes, their favourite quote and their favourite word.
Such a good idea. Mwah.
Another idea. Just coming out of me all the time. You know? So, what's on the agenda today? I don't know what that is. That looks disgusting, but there's something gross on that piece of paper. Oh, Donnie is a robber.
That's some sort of like...
It's like a stock cube or something.
So as you can see, I dress like Jessie and Jessie dress like me.
Booby BB.
Frumpy Jessie. No, I'm actually loving it. I feel like I'm one of the sort of sexy secretaries in Mad Men.
Do you actually feel different? I behave differently when I'm in sexy clothes.
God, yeah, it's like you can't see any
This
collarbone.
isn't necessarily this to me is very sexy.
Very. I mean, look, I can see the brassiere.
You can see the outline.
If it was cold, I'd fully be able to see your nipples.
But other people would look at this and think it's goofy. But I think it's
goofy sexy, which is actually the sexiest combo that you can get. You don't want sexy sexy. Sexy sexy is too much. It's just sexy. You want goofy sexy because it's like, whoa, she's so sexy, but she's also goofy. And then you get reminded how sexy she is.
She's likeable. And fuckable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hopefully. I mean, I just would love to be called fuckable.
And I just, lovely arms.
Oh, thank you. They're so nice.
So nice.
Yeah.
And I've rolled up these arms because I feel like when they're down here, not doing me any favours, is it? So,
not that we care about appearance too much, but it's just quite fun to not wear pyjamas, isn't it?
So, yeah, it is. It's a real treat. It's a real treat, cowboys.
I have worn the same H&M navy leggings for 10 years. Mm-hmm. And they have holes in the front, so now I just wear them back to front, and Alfie wants to burn them. And he has hidden clothes before because he doesn't like them and he doesn't want me to wear them again, and past girlfriends. So any day they're going to go. And so I'm just wearing them as much as possible before I know that he's going to hide them.
Before the inevitable happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have an M&S Christmas-themed polar bear nightie that I've worn since I was probably 7 years old that I still have because it was oversized then, and now it's like a sexy little thigh grazer. Still has a polar bear on it, so it's not that sexy. But like I just said, goofy sexy. Mm-hmm. Think about it.
It's like Lena Dunham style in Girls, but with her nighties and the way she wears kind of just pants and a little t-shirt. I just
loved it because it just felt so much more real than seeing someone in like a matching set. Who the fuck wears that to bed?
No,
you have to be a psychopath. Naked. I sleep naked. This is why we weren't going to do the pajamas idea because that would have been very inappropriate.
BB sleeps naked. Okay.
How it's so weird that you find that weird.
I just find it so weird.
I've always thought I was much more prudish than you.
It's not prudeness, it's just like, but what if someone finds you in the middle of the night and you're just fully naked? What if you had to get up for an emergency? What if there's police outside?
You would be able to grab something.
But I don't keep my clothes in the bedroom.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like the pros outweigh the cons. Yeah. Sure, if I was in a stressful situation, I'd have to find something, which I would be able to do because I tend to leave clothes everywhere. But the pros are just wonderful. You really just feel connected at once to nature, to yourself.
But your boobs are just like going everywhere.
That's the way that they should be. That's the way that they should be.
I just find that just amazing. I have to wear almost a sports bra at night.
Yeah. Like you want to hide your body from yourself.
Like huge pants, leggings, socks, and a top.
But so do you not sleep naked like when you're with Alfie?
We don't sleep together. Because obviously my snore.
Yeah. So you just save nakedness for special times.
No, nakedness is like the 5 minutes of you're having sex, and then you get dressed.
The 20 seconds of foreplay.
Yeah, exactly. No, I do like being naked, but it's like a novelty being naked, and also most of the time you don't have to be naked to have sex. Okay, just saying.
That's very true. That's very, very true.
No, nakedness isn't something I do very much. I am doing it more. I'm quite enjoying it right now because our house looks out onto that house, obviously. You see me naked all the time.
Sorry.
You're right.
I sneezed so hard that the safety pin in the dress came out.
Aww. Anyway, yeah, I quite enjoy neighbours seeing me naked.
Yeah,
they probably see me naked more
too.
than...
I know. I do. I actually do chance it a lot with these guys. But I just think that it's... I don't know, it's nice to sort of be with your body in a non-sexual way. That's just kind of like, that was so creepy with my body when that came out. That was just...
I'm never like, I'm more non-sexual with my body than I am sexual.
No, but like, I just think that it's nice to remove that layer of like, like awkwardness and whatever, and just like, you know, whatever, be naked.
Yeah,
it's great.
that's true.
It is
true.
lovely.
I know when I've done it, it's nice, but I was halfway through the night, I'm like, no, I need to get dressed now.
Yeah. Also, you don't want it to not be special anymore. Like, I don't want to turn into the naked girlfriend who's just constantly naked and it's not fun anymore.
But like when you go to the toilet in the middle of the night, you're just walking there naked.
No, of course not. Oh my God, no.
So what do? You have to get dressed in the middle of the night to go to the toilet. I go to the toilet 5 times a night.
Yeah. Well, I don't because I haven't had 3 kids.
No, it's nothing to do with 3 kids. It's because I drink so much water, BB.
I drink a lot of water too, Jessie.
Well, then you should need to go to the toilet at night.
No, I've just got a very strong bladder.
I don't agree with you. I don't. I have a strong bladder too.
Well, I have a strong bladder, but it's like a tempestuous one. Like I did get a UTI the other day from staying in a bath for an hour.
You need, as soon as you need a wee, you need to go to the toilet.
I know,
okay?
I know.
Basic adult
But it's
thing.
because I don't like baths. You know that about me. I don't like baths. I got low blood pressure. It makes me feel sick. And I just thought, this was when I was still in Glasgow. I thought, I need to, you know, I've got loads of time to do nothing. I'm going to have a bath for an hour. I'm going to put some bubble bath in there. And I'm just going to stay in it for an hour like the ladies do in movies. I'm just going to enjoy myself. Next thing I know, I got a UTI.
Yeah, because you use Badidas in the bath.
Can't use
for an hour.
Badidas. Can't use Badidas in the bath for an hour. What was I thinking?
No products, no leisure time in bath.
To get
in,
straight
get
into
out.
antibiotics.
Yep, bad. If I hold in a wee for a bit, I get UTI.
Yeah.
If I don't do a wee as soon as I need one, or like within 30 seconds of the sex finishing, UTI.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It is true.
Yeah.
And
You're
it's
ruled
just-
by your bladder.
Yeah.
Also, what they don't talk about, which is something that people should talk about more, is how sexual you are when you're pregnant. You have all of these like raging hormones, and your
I bet.
boobs are like
I bet.
ready. And then the second the baby comes out, it's like sex is something that you just can't even imagine happening. Your body is a different space. It's all to feed the child, or you know, you're too tired to do anything with the body.
Yeah.
And that I'm still struggling with that, because even though he's 4 months now, and I'm still breastfeeding, just I feel all weird because I don't feel as my body is back to, you know, my pelvic floor or whatever is normal again, and but I still feel like I've just had a baby, and yet I now should be like, my sexual awakening should, my appetite is that, oh God, that's horrible.
Whoa.
My sexual appetite, oh my God, that's gross. But you know what I mean? I feel like
sex drive.
sex drive, yeah. It's so doesn't add up with what's actually going on in my daily life, and vomit and babies and school. And,
Yeah, but it's just another case of, you know, you can't compare yourself to anybody else.
No,
you know,
because
every person's going to be different. When
some
it comes to
people
that.
just have sex like immediately, and some people wait like a year.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Some people like have sex when they're like 14. Some people wait until they're
19.
much older.
Yeah, exactly. But if there was
Some people.
if there was more talk about, you know, if there was more honest discussion about when you actually have sex after a baby, what sex is like, how your body is completely different, I think more people, I would feel less ashamed, because especially after this baby and all of the problems we've had, I've kind of felt quite like embarrassed that I haven't been having as much sex, as if that makes me suddenly like
Less of
we're
a
not as
woman.
connected, or our relationship is as good anymore, but actually it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, well, also there's so much stigma, I feel like, in all of the TV shows and books that you read about kind of motherhood, like dominating you and making you this sort of frumpy person that, like, you know, can't please your man anymore and all this kind of stuff. Like, don't you find it an annoying trope that's in so much kind of modern pop culture type stuff, where it's like the lead character is a kind of hip 30-year-old and all of her friends that are having babies are just so boring and they don't have any life anymore, any conversation. And it's like, I think it only adds to this idea that once you have a baby, you're not yourself anymore, which is a really unhelpful trope and image to perpetuate, because then it leads to someone like you, who's like the least mothery, frumpy person ever, who's so sexy and so cool and so independent still. No. But it makes you worry that you are becoming that character that isn't a real thing anyway.
Well, that's why when me and Alfie first got together after the one I started getting pregnant, and I was so worried that I still had to be this like 26-year-old sexy girl that was going to seduce him, and oh yeah, I might be pregnant with your baby, but I'm like still desirable, and like
no big deal,
you know. And so after the baby came with Donnie, and I suddenly was kind of prescribed a double breast pump with these huge cow sounds, and I felt like just a machine all the time for milk, and it was so hard. I just remember thinking, okay, we got to have sex. We got to have like really dirty, like weird sex, like all the time, just so that he realizes that actually, you know, we're still like young and like cool. Like, so the second the baby would be asleep, it'd be like, right, okay, we need to have sex now. We need to have sex now. And now I look back at that time and just think, oh my God, I feel so sorry for that person, because I was just so worried about losing him.
You weren't also thinking about like what you wanted, you know?
Yeah. Well, I did want to have sex with him, but now I realise that
you
it was
probably
because
weren't
I wanted
to have crazy sex. You probably, you know.
I always have crazy sex, BB.
I'm sure you do, babe.
Always.
I'm sure you do. I'm
5
sure
minutes
you do.
of crazy sex.
Crazy.
Yeah, but it is something people just don't talk about enough, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
God, I can't believe you're only 26.
When I got pregnant.
It just seemed like you were such a grown up. But obviously, now that I'm pretty much close to that, it's just like, God, you were so young.
Well, I think now that my friends are starting to have babies, so I'm 33, almost 34, my year group, let's say, are finally starting to have their first baby. Kind of, there seems to be a few of them. And it's just so amazing to have Donnie, who's now 6, and to realise that it's just such a different thing having a baby to having a 6-year-old. It's just 2 different lives now. And it's quite nice to be reliving. And I think people because I keep like showing that I'm struggling in certain areas. So like, for instance, with his vomiting or when he had the virus. And I'm quite honest about, I don't know anything. I might have 2 kids who are 4 and 6, but I genuinely have forgotten everything.
Yeah.
If I didn't have our mum to help me and remind me, and if I hadn't had the support online really with Instagram and people giving me advice and telling me what to do, I would be lost again. So it is amazing that the human instinct is to forget that it's so hard when they're a newborn, because otherwise you would just never have another one.
Of course. Yeah. Absolutely, of course. My God.
My favourite thing has been, I want to become, I like telling people what to do. I've realised that's like the main thing I'm good at.
Or giving tips and advice.
Giving tips and advice.
That's a natural high.
Pep talks. Just love doing that.
I love giving people recommendations and stuff that I don't even know about.
Telling people what to buy. You will love this. And like a product, like a little tip for a product. They'll hate the product. It won't suit them. But give them the tip.
God, yeah. And you've used it once. You don't actually know anything about the product, but you act like it's, you know, one of your things.
So right now, all of the friends that are having babies, I've recommended this swaddle. There's a zip up one that I was actually recommended by somebody else. And it's like a zip-up swaddle that they can't get out of, and their hands just stay like this. It's really, really cute. Anyway, I've started like buying that for people, and then also buying them like a little thing. And I know that they probably won't even use the swaddle. It's not in their style. It's like, you know, not bamboo or something. But it's like, I like sending it to them, and just like, I want to check that they've got it, and I want to see a photo of the baby in it. That's all I want.
Exactly. That must
They
feel
don't
like...
ever send a photo of the baby.
Because in a way, it's like, if motherhood was like a ranking system, you're gaining extra points, aren't you, by like recommending other people to the certain products and stuff like that. You're powering up.
But I didn't realise that's a whole thing on Amazon. So like, if you look at famous people like Blake Lively, for instance, did an Amazon wish list for babies. And she said, you guys can just, you know, see my Amazon wish list and choose what you like. You still have to buy the stuff. But I tried to find an Amazon wish list and I couldn't find it. So if anyone has any recommendations on how to find Blake Lively's baby wish list,
I bet she'd be a good mum.
Yeah, she looks fun.
She looks fun. She looks warm. She looks real.
She does, and she's quite goofy in photos.
She's
with
goofy,
Ryan.
sexy.
Did you see the Instagram they just did of Ryan cutting Blake's hair?
Oh my God, I loved
it. Yeah, loved it. And then the goofy one of her going on because I liked that. Then they sent me. I just for a few days all I had is Blake Lively.
Of course, everybody goes through that phase where they just have Blake Lively.
And it was her snow sledding.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, is that what it's called?
No.
Snow diving.
Snowboarding. Yeah.
That's it.
Skiing.
And he had taken a slow-mo photo of her. No, it wasn't skiing because she was sitting down. I think.
Tobogganing? I don't know. Luge? What's that?
Luging. No, she was just in a little... No. It was just a little sledge thing. And he'd taken a really goofy slow-mo video of her laughing. And she looked so normal in that laugh. Just such a down-to-earth laugh.
Always going to love her performance in the Sisterhood of the Travelling Pants. Just feel like that's one of the classics.
But didn't they have to... They have made a few weird turns, haven't they, as a couple? Like, didn't... He's just bought a football club, Wrexham FC,
Really?
which kind of reminds me of Roman in Succession buying the football club and accidentally buying the wrong one. And didn't they also have to apologise because it was found out that they got married on an old
Indian burial ground or something like that.
no, like it was something really...
Oh, it was a slave plantation or something like that. Oh my God. So funny.
And they had to come out, and then so they
Celebs
apologised.
are just silly.
They have apologised, and they sent £1 million to a charity or something. Or maybe it was, I don't know what it was, but yeah. So they have made a few.
They made a couple
decisions.
of snafus, but that in a way makes them more human, doesn't it? It makes them more real and fun and personable. So that's why we like them.
They're very tall, powerful couple. I reckon tall people do seek out tall people.
Yeah.
And together,
Hey, we're just having a riveting chat.
How long did it take to get him to sleep?
5 minutes.
Oh, you've been walking?
Huh?
You've been walking?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why is Bebe wearing a dress?
No,
She just thought it'd be
she's
fun.
just wearing it. She's just wearing it.
Does it look nice?
It looks very nice.
We switched personalities.
Look, Jessie wore my sexy see-through top.
Oh, it's candy time. Isn't
He
it?
doesn't like this. He doesn't like it. I
You
know
don't
you
like-
don't like
you
it.
don't like it?
You hate me, don't you? You hate me.
I'm just going to... Our baby's woken up.
Okay, sorry.
Go back to sleep.
Go back to sleep. He doesn't sleep. The baby doesn't sleep. That's the other thing people don't talk about with babies is they show them in films like, oh, the baby's just going to have a nap now. And then they do this. And then put the baby in the cot. Okay, the baby's having a nap. I'm fine for 3 hours. I can just go and do whatever I want. That never happens.
yeah.
Never happens.
Silly.
Okay.
It makes me sad to think that, if I have a baby at the same age as you, and probably not even as young as that, like a couple of years after that, Donnie and Mug are going to be so much older than my baby.
Yeah,
Isn't
but
that
that's
gonna
the
be
thing
weird?
about having a gap in siblings, you know? And that's the great thing because you're like their big sister now.
Yeah, exactly. So
So-
it'll be like a fun little halfway house.
Yeah. I can't wait to be an auntie.
Yeah.
I'm going to be such a better auntie than you.
I'm a great
And you're a
auntie.
really great
The
auntie.
face painting I've done
Oh,
this lockdown.
yeah. No,
and I
you're-
don't Instagram any of it. I don't even get the glory
No.
because I don't want to show their faces.
Yeah.
It's respectful. It's just between me and Donnie and Margot. But the fact is, if you guys saw the incredible artistry of my half lizard boy, half tiger boy, or if you saw Rainbow Unicorn Girl, you wouldn't fucking believe it.
I do. I feel like it's been, a crime not to share those photos,
Oh,
actually.
I know. Donnie even asked me when I was doing it, and I was doing it so well. He said, "Bibi, you should do this as a job." And I actually was like, "Yeah, that would probably be my dream job."
What would be, if you had to choose a job right now that doesn't matter about how much the job pays, and what would be your dream job right now?
I think it would be being Claire Saffitz from the formerly renowned Bon Appetit magazine, which is now like a scandal magazine. The cooking magazine that had all the scandals and stuff. She's like the really famous chef who does these cooking YouTube videos where she just makes junk food into high
Isn't
cuisine.
this Christine Ossie?
No.
Oh.
No. Claire Saffitz.
Okay.
She just released a cookbook.
I think you got her name wrong.
No, it's Claire Saffitz. I know it is. I'm obsessed with her.
I know,
And she
I know.
just all she does as her job is she just bakes desserts for different people's YouTube channels. People probably pay her like £1 million each time to come
Wow.
and bake like a croque en bûche.
Oh.
But that's all I want to do. Just make desserts.
Yeah.
I would love that. BB bakes.
Oh. You'd be such a good food YouTuber.
Baking BB's bakery.
Watch this space.
Can you imagine?
Would it be BB Bakes? Yeah. Or Bebe Bakes?
What about you? What would be your dream job?
I would like to, if it wasn't a case of being away from the kids 9 to 5, or, for long shifts, I would like to be a midwife.
Oh, that's so nice and noble.
I just would love it. I'm addicted to like the whole process. I'm fascinated by it. I like the drama of it and the excitement. It's dangerous and it's life. Like you're seeing life happen and bad stuff happen, good stuff happen. You're seeing lives being changed.
Yeah.
I like the drama of it, and I really enjoyed being pregnant. And I also know that I can't be pregnant forever, so it's kind of a way of enjoying that with someone else. And the midwives that I did have over the 3 babies, who were brilliant. I remember them. I will always remember them, and I think that's really nice having kind of some kind of
Connection to people's
people.
lives.
Yeah, like when I went in the other day for my scan to check that I don't have any retained products, you know. I saw the midwife that discharged 10 and me, whatever.
10 and I.
10 and I. I got it right. Yes. And I have written an all. I never remember that one.
Yeah.
It's so difficult. An idiot on Married at First Australia kept getting it right. And I was like, how does she know if it's and I or me? How?
Because they probably prompted her.
Yeah. Anyway, she came up to me as I was walking to the hospital and I didn't have the baby with me. And she was like, what are you doing here, Jessie? And I was like, I'm just here on my own. She said, how's the baby? Immediately remembered the baby. We hadn't given him a name at that point. And in that 5 minutes, I just felt so full of just love for her and appreciation, and also the fact that she could leave. I was like, surely she wants to now have a half-hour chat and know everything about my life and know everything about my baby and how he's doing. But she was completely content with her 5-minute chat and then, right, okay, bye, and leaving. And I thought, oh, that must be so nice to really care about a stranger, but also to be able to walk away from them.
Yeah, because she's dealing with 50 people like that a day.
Exactly, and not have the baggage.
She must have the emotional capacity of like a blue whale, you know?
Well, she has the fun
If
job.
you were to convert the space into the emotion.
Yes.
Not saying that blue whales are particularly emotionally intelligent. I don't know. We don't know about that. But
Yes.
you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. She has a
sorry.
lot of love in her, but
Yeah.
she also had the fun job, which I would like to do as a midwife, which is once you've had the baby, usually, unlike with 10, and I had to go to the sad room on my own, with most babies, you get to go to the area where everyone has their babies and you have curtains between you, and because of the pandemic, obviously, you couldn't see them very much this time. But she just went and did like checks on all of them. So saw the happy bit.
That would be
nice.
lovely. I just think any job where you can imagine that a huge portion of it would be a really good bit. Like I've always loved like painting, like not really detailed intricate stuff, but I love doing like the backgrounds of stuff because that's, you can really indulge in that, and you can, so imagine if you got to like just paint theatre backdrops for a living and you just got to do beautiful colours and all that would be amazing.
But it's also such a symbolic job, that, because you're painting something that's people are only going to see from a very non-critical, very far away distance.
Exactly.
So it doesn't even have to be that good.
Exactly.
You just have to do a basic sunset or a basic mountains like thing, or a moon. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to give the idea of it, and it doesn't have to be that good. And then you just walk away.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So that would
Because
just
I'm not
be a
actually
dream.
very good at anything, but I'm like all right at a lot of things. So I reckon I could be like an oil painter, but I'd be like one for like only if you know it's way over there. I'd be quite good.
You are very good at things.
No, I'm
but
not.
I think
I'm really not.
But I do think that's something I've always been really jealous of you, for having that
But I am
ability.
at oil painting. I always forget I always forget and I use water whenever I have oil paint. You're not meant to use that, are you? You're meant to use white spirit.
No. No, but that is something that I'm really jealous of you for, just being able to kind of like multitask and try out lots of different stuff, you know?
Yeah, but I don't stick at anything for very long, and I'm quite stubborn. So if I like something, I usually stick with it for I either stick with it forever, or I try a whole load of different things and I give them up. But yeah, I'm quite. I think you're going to have way more variation in your career with different types of hobbies and things you do.
Sure. I'm definitely trying more of that now.
Yeah.
Being more varied. If there's something that you're jealous of me for, what would it be? Just
You
because
have
people always ask us that, so I just thought we might as well.
you definitely have more like fun than I do. I don't have much fun.
So I'm just a hedonistic bitch then?
No. But like you seem to be able to enjoy things more, like watch things and enjoy it more and learn from it and get nourished by these things. I'm quite insular and get distracted much more easy. Like I just think that you enjoy life, I think, when you enjoy it.
Yeah.
When you're enjoying life, you enjoy it more. When you're not enjoying life, you enjoy it less.
Yes.
So I'm more solid and stable,
consistent.
whereas
for sure.
you have more like peaks and troughs.
Okay, cool.
So I think we balance that's why we get on, because we balance each other out.
If we were exactly the same, it would just suck, wouldn't it?
Well, it'd be really boring. At least there's always like, are we going to hit each other today?
Exactly. And it's perfect when we're just both at that middle line. Yeah.
But when you're slightly under and I'm a bit over, that's the worst combo. Whereas if you're slightly over and I'm slightly under, you always bring me up.
Yeah.
So we just always have to make sure that we're on that side. Yeah.
Yeah. Confusing, isn't
It's
it?
very confusing. But also living together as well brings out the most unhinged parts of each other.
Because you must get really annoyed when I like over activate the kids and stuff.
Yeah, as a big sister.
Yeah.
Or for instance, like you watching like 7 hours of Sex in the City. Like that kind of thing.
For like the 70th time as well. Because we've rewatched Sex and the City now so many times together. Plus I've done it in my own time. Plus I did it when I lived with my friends a couple of years ago. It's just like, and you know, I just love introducing people to the wonder that is Sex and the City.
It's nice being able to watch it and then have an actual point to watching it. Like we're going to analyse Carrie's behaviour in this episode.
Absolutely. The different belts that she's gone on. She goes through a lot of different belt phases.
When I've watched the Britney documentary Breastfeeding late at night on my own, and it's not ruining it for you at all, but there's a bit in it where the fans, when they decide that they're going to start this campaign to free Britney, they start, because Britney hasn't referenced the Free Britney campaign at all on her Instagram. And so they believe that Britney is sending messages via her Instagram, which are really like banal posts, like a daisy emoticon and like love spring or whatever. But they believe she's sending codes to the outside world that she's trapped.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like it's just such bullshit conspiracy theory. If you like conspiracy theory kind of type stuff, you should watch the Adam Curtis documentary that I spoke about in last week's episode, because he has a really whole interesting section in the first 2 episodes. Ultimately, conspiracy theories are what people do. It's what they turn to when life is actually the alternative. The reality is shitter. The fact is, Britney was abused by all of us, the media mostly, but also by the people that consumed her willingly and readily. She's not trapped. She doesn't live in some crazy dystopian life. She's just an incredibly damaged individual because of the very twisted, particular life that she's led. So it's really fun to try and think, oh my God, she's like a hostage or something like that. But it's not true. She's just somebody that's been used up like an old
I
tube of
believe
toothpaste.
it. I believe it. Because then at the end, there's a twist that will make you maybe believe it too.
Really?
But yeah, I was just referencing that because of Sex and the City. And like, if you study Britney's Instagram, which looks like it's just stupid.
Sure, you can make a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, you can kind of study it for hours then.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But I also think that it's quite twisted that people are so consumed with this idea of like there being a huge conspiracy or that she's trapped or something like that. Because the fact is, they probably don't really care if she makes it out or not. Do you know what I mean? All they care about
They do.
No, but the fact is like, that's what has been so fascinating about her, is that she's always been feasted on for the misery and for the like the ups and downs and for the pain, and because she was at such a high level in terms of, she was the world's biggest pop star. Everybody wanted to be her. She was like the number one thing in America. And so I feel like people just have enjoyed the downfall, even the ones that admit that they, or that say that they didn't.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody is partly to blame.
Yeah, well, that's what the documentary is showing.
Sure.
Sure. It's really, really, really good. And it did make me realise that I loved her so much. And I feel so bad that I've neglected my love for her for so long.
Yeah.
Really bad.
She's got such great legs.
Oh, she's just got a lovely, lovely body.
And she's got such a sweet little face.
I know. I just wish she hadn't had her teeth done. Because, like...
But you can just tell in all of the photos of her, from being a teenager to being in her 20s to being in her 30s, she just has this same warmth behind the eyes.
I know. And her smile and her cry. Oh, my God. She's just amazing. And it makes me just want to know everything. If I could know one celebrity, the insider story, it would be Britney and Justin. I just want to know everything.
And now people are really hating on him too.
Well, they should, because then you look at oh God, it's going to be amazing looking back at this period of time. And if there was I think there should be a documentary every few years about the current state of the world, like this, that's kind of digestible for us to look at.
Yeah, because I guess some of the stuff that is made is like a little bit kind of, people don't really connect with it. But with Britney, because she's such a sort of cultural like capital that we can all associate with and relate to, she's actually the perfect thing to hang like a sort of dissection of the current world affairs onto, because she is somebody, like, whether you're high or low, like, you can understand who Britney Spears is.
Yeah, so if you could pick one famous person now to make a documentary about, to kind of be a symbol of where we are right now in the world and the culturally and in the press and everything, who would be our target and who would be the kind of scapegoat for what's going wrong.
Oh God, who would it be now?
I would love to see a documentary about Carrie Simmons.
Who's Carrie Simmons?
Carrie Simmons, Boris Johnson's wife.
Oh, I
Is he
see.
Are they married yet?
Oh, you mean the
The mother of his
the
new
mother
child.
of his new child? Yeah.
I would love to know the insides of that too.
I just don't think that would be as interesting. Though.
I think it would, because the fact that she's able to be there was this new thing about her not giving her as much say, but the fact that she has a say, that even has to happen, shows that she's had a say. I just find that incredible.
Yeah, that would be a really interesting.
She's my
one.
age.
Yeah, bonkers. I wonder how she seduced him.
I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I got all political then.
I
Jesus
know.
Christ, what happened?
I started getting a little bit freaked out.
talked about politics.
I know.
What's going
You
on?
knew somebody that I didn't.
Carrie Simmons. It might not be her name.
Yeah.
It might not be her name. I know it's Carrie, but that's it. Anyway, I don't know who I would pick. But somebody who's kind of had a downfall, and it's not really fair how much they had to pay for it.
Lena Dunham.
Lena Dunham.
That would be
Lena
fucking
Dunham.
interesting.
I know you shouldn't love her, but
I love her. Absolutely love her.
I loved Girls. That's what I love.
Girls is categorically one of the best written shows, I think, of the 20th and 21st century.
Seasons 1 to 3 only, though.
No, I think all of it. Genuinely all of it.
I don't.
She's a very cancelable person, but I think the last year has taught everybody that cancel culture is just unbelievably unhelpful. It doesn't really solve anything. It makes us all police each other. Like, she's clearly somebody that is just very authentically herself and has made mistakes. But why does someone like her, who is truly talented, have to be held to a way higher standard than any of us? We've all made fucking mistakes. So I just think that given how much she has actually contributed to female-led television making, creativity, I just think that she should be given so much more credit.
Yeah.
And she's been through such a hard time, you know?
Yeah.
I think she's fucking awesome. I mean, she's super silly and she's done some bad stuff, but
everyone has.
I don't think that she's done anything malicious at all. I just think that she's made mistakes.
I don't know enough about the bad stuff she's done, but I do love how open she is about her health and her struggles with that and fertility and stuff. And I think that the nice change in Instagram at the moment is that people are being more honest and open and using it as more of a diary or a journal or a personal scrapbook. And that's nice because it's so much healthier than what it was at the beginning, and it was designed for, which is to be
hot.
A carousel of hot things.
Yeah, hot.
Yeah, hot stuff.
Runway, model, fashion.
Yeah, promotion. Now it's kind of your diary, and that suits me so much, and I love that.
It's becoming a bit more Tumblr-ish every day.
Yeah. Although we have talked about crying selfies before, and I just can't deal with that.
For
much longer.
There's a line that we draw. There is a line that we draw. Like, you're allowed to be open, but also don't be a little bitch.
But I am gonna, I would like to set up an Instagram corner in my house.
Yeah, you were saying this.
Where it's just gonna be like my area for when I want to just, like a Dear Diary corner for when I want to just speak to the world.
Exactly.
I will have to get approval and be
maybe
allowed
like
to
a
do
ring light or something like that.
I might even get a ring light.
God, can you imagine?
I just can't imagine getting a ring light.
So one thing I wanted to talk about is our comedy show progress and stuff like that, our journey with all of that, and what you think the future holds for you and me in terms of performing together in comedy, right? Because obviously we went to Edinburgh in 2019, and we kind of put this like very ramshackle work in progress show together, which was just wonderful for like, I don't know, me, and like the process of working with you again. It reminded me of when we'd worked together years before and all the videos and stuff that we used to make. But obviously now then the pandemic happened, we did get in some really like good dates at the Soho and stuff like that. But ultimately, such a huge pause has been put on that part of our relationship, and we've replaced it with the podcast and writing together and all this naturalistic stuff. What kind of things would you like to do? Do you think you'd want to do another one-woman show again? Would you want to do something with me?
No, I don't want to do another one show ever again. I
Why?
don't think. I obviously want to continue to. I after what's happened to us as a family.
Yeah.
I can't now imagine ever doing anything that I did before it happened. So, and I only want to do things that I feel safe and benefit us as a family. So that's why I only want to work with you, really.
Because it's like another layer of security, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
you know that you always have somebody there with you doing it.
But also that we trust each other and know our voice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I I kind of only see that happening now for me. I think it shows how adaptable we've been, given that, you know, what happened just a few months. After a few months, we were creating something out of our grief, and that sounds kind of weird and like we're vultures, but it was our only way of survival at that point in time, not just for us, but for our mum, making our banners and being there and helping us with props. And we would have gone on a journey that's been completely derailed by coronavirus. And I think I'm really proud. To see, I'm really proud that we managed to do that. And we've come such a long way. And we would never have done a podcast. We would never have thought, okay, we've got anything to talk about. And the truth is, we don't have anything to talk about. But that's the point about creativity. Yeah. Creativity is about putting yourself out there, even if it might not be very good, and braving yourself and being whatever you want to be and risking it. Yeah. And I'm really glad that we've done that.
Totally.
And yes, we would have wanted to do a live show and be theatrical and have people watch us and applaud us and get reviewed. And
exactly. And got that sort of immediate validation that you get from live performance and stuff like that.
But I'm fine with it not being that. And I kind of don't miss it like Alfie deeply misses stand-up. I don't at all. And that's because I'm a different person now. Yeah. And I feel really fortunate that I had that career before, and I think that you will have that. You will have it in different ways, but for me, I just can't imagine ever doing a one-man show again. Partly because my material now would be...
You feel like it would be a bit trivial.
Like, I'm supposedly recording Sunrise, which is the play I did just before it all happened, and I was doing for, you know, a couple of years. And so that might happen now, finally. It was meant to happen in June last year, but obviously
that would just feel so strange, because that show is about just a different life that we had before. Yeah. But you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you're coming with me. You'll be the girl who's...
Should I be the MC? Hey, guys. Oh, how's it going tonight? Hey. You like Jessie Cave? You like glasses? She's goofy sexy.
You can do that. You are going to do that. But so I can't imagine even doing that now, because it's just like a different person.
Yeah.
But I really hope that with the new, you know, spring is coming, and maybe we will do live stuff again.
Well, now that the restrictions have said that supposedly theatres will open in May, who knows? I mean, we could do some live performances, but what would we do it about? I feel like we're so used to the podcast structure now of just being very, very naturalistic, it would probably be crazy. But maybe we could do a live podcast or something like that.
Yeah, but also the thing is, when you first write something, whatever it is, and I've learned this over the 13 years of now doing it, you feel so attached to it, and like it has to be that sentence, or it has to be this theme, or I have to write a paragraph about this or that, and editing it is horrible, because it's like, no, but I wrote that and I want to keep that. And then as you go on and on, you realize that isn't actually what it's about. It's about something completely different.
Totally.
And the more you do it, like I did Sunrise in the end like 145 times. By the end of that, I realised what I thought I was writing about when I sat down in a hotel room in Liverpool when I first started writing it, when me and Alfie were broken up, completely different to what it ended up. And also, it happened, you know, before Ben died, it was a different show. After Ben died, I still had to do it. Yeah. It was a completely different show then. It was now about something else. It was about recovery. Yeah. And so I found that whatever we write about, when we first wrote that stuff down that we did in Edinburgh, we were so precious about it.
Exactly.
And then we did it throughout the autumn, and we thought, oh no, but we can't cut that scene, and we can't do that. But now I think we've learned that you can just get rid.
Exactly.
And it's liberating to just say, I don't need to say that thing anymore. I can just write something new.
Exactly.
So I hope that whatever we did, I'm not worried about it, because I know.
And I'm not attached to any of that material. I mean, we could use some of it, but it's like, ultimately, it's just really freeing to know that I have you by my side, and that we are like, you know, strong in all the vulnerability or whatever. Because like, you're right, you might as well just like put yourself out there and then wait for it all to kind of settle. Exactly. Because like actually deciding to take that opportunity and risk is so much harder than actually just coming up with stuff on the spot, because you know you got stuff going on in your brain.
I think it's always worth it to have to say yes to any opportunity and then worry about it later.
Totes.
Rather than think, oh, I don't know what I would write about. That's stupid.
Also, remember when we used to go out and go to comedy and go to theatres and whatever, and you would
remember that?
Remember?
I can't imagine going to watch anything now.
But remember, you would go and see a comedian on stage or someone like that, or a performer, even if their material was bland and shit, seeing them standing up on the stage in the light and taking that chance and putting themselves out there, you can't help but fucking think that they're cool. It's only very, very, very small percentage of people who are truly hateful that you come away and you're like, oh. But the fact is, most people that you see putting themselves out there, you respect them afterwards. If you saw them at the bar afterwards, you'd be a bit like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just
like, it's just
confidence.
confidence, babe. Confidence.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
I think I seem more confident than I am, but
Big
I'm
time.
only confident with like a lot of art, like stuff around me to make me feel like, okay, I can pretend to be confident for this hour and then go back and be
Yeah.
the shriveling wreck
Yeah,
that I am.
You're not a shriveling wreck at all, you know?
In terms of performance, I am. That's what I'm not a natural performer and I don't enjoy being in front of people.
Yeah, but that's probably what made it so good, because it was clear that you weren't doing it for vanity reasons. You were doing it because you genuinely had something to express. You were a tortured artist. That's what everybody fucking wants to be.
I just don't think that's true. It's very sweet of you, but I really, really don't agree.
But
anyway,
I
we will be
really
in the theatres
I
again.
really hope that if things go well, that we will have an opportunity to do something live.
Yeah.
And that we will have a good time and enjoy ourselves.
Well, we are. Supposedly, we'll be doing some stuff in June when the book's out.
Yes.
And that will be kind of more you as an interviewer. I think you'd be a really good interviewer.
I'd be a wonderful interviewer.
Yeah. So that will be the first kind of steps back into that world.
And then I guess we'll just see, won't we?
Yeah.
We're just going to party rockers in the house tonight, you know?
I think it's quite nice. I don't really know what I want to do next right now. And I'm usually quite worried about when I feel like that, because I know, no, I have to have a project, I have something to do. And right now I'm just kind of letting it be. And that feels quite nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You deserve it, you know?
Well,
You've been like a hamster on a little fast wheel. And you need to basically just let all of the good work and stuff that you've done, like, actually start to pay off, which it will.
well, it's not. I need to make money for rent, but we'll work that out later.
Exactly.
That's fine. That's fine.
Don't be a loser.
Yeah.
Don't be a
the landlord's
sourpuss.
a nice guy. I don't actually think he might be, but it's just email. Email. His tone in email isn't that friendly, but, you know, I don't think he would let me off a month rent. But he might.
You might as well just take the risk. Like we just said, make the space for
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly.
You know?
Please, can I not pay rent?
Exactly.
Because
And then improvise, see what he says.
Yeah.
You know? And yes,
He might. He might
Exactly.
be so rich.
he might be cool.
He might, like, be flattered that he's doing me a favour.
Exactly. He might become your patron.
Yeah, he could. He maybe is a patron, a £3 patron.
Maybe.
Yeah. He might like my diary entries. He might like our bonus bitching sessions.
Exactly. Maybe all he wants is to be invited to be a guest on our podcast.
Imagine.
Imagine.
And in which case, I'm sorry that I said that you're a dickhead.
Yeah.
You're not. I can hear the baby crying.
Is that cool?
Yep. I think that's good. Well,
that's
it's
good.
not. I don't know if it was good.
No, I have no idea.
But
that felt like quite a nice, open, vulnerable one, because
I do feel vulnerable.
We
And we
don't-
did talk about how naked you are when you sleep.
exactly. And the fact is, we don't know what's going to happen with this podcast. You know, we're not trying to make it all clinical and commercial and like, oh, you know, here we're going to do this every. You know, we just do this because we have stuff that we want to share and say.
And there's no advertising either, so you're not having to watch an advertising thing.
When we first got approached to do this podcast, it was by me. What do you mean?
When I approached you to do a podcast.
Exactly. When I was first approached by Miss
Me.
Cave, it was an interesting offer. I wasn't happy with what was on the table, but I set out a list of conditions that needed to be met. No, I'm joking. When we were first approached to do something based on our show, it was behind a paywall. It was we can say that, can't we?
No.
Okay. It was for
Just bleep that out. That'll be quite funny.
it was for a company, and it was behind a paywall, and it just wouldn't have been any fun. It would have been like 6 episodes of really highly edited, like scripted stuff. And we said no to the money, no to the man, and we gave you guys this for free. So
And they took too long to respond, so
Yeah.
by that point we'd already started a podcast. so-
also we turned up to the meeting on the wrong day.
That was the most fucking hardcore thing we've ever done.
That
power play.
We must have seemed like such badasses when actually, in fact, we just didn't realise that we'd made a mistake. He told us to come on the Wednesday. We came in on the Tuesday, sat in the lobby, waited for him. And we wondered why when he came out, he was like, hi, you guys. And we were like, hi, yeah,
Hi, you're late.
we're here.
10 minutes
It's
late.
so crazy.
Where are we going? In the office?
Okay, let's go then. And he didn't say anything.
Until after.
We didn't realise until afterwards.
And then we started crying.
It was super embarrassing. That's probably why we didn't do it, because we don't want to see him again. But anyway, we said no to the money, no to the man. We gave you guys this for free, and we're just being open, vulnerable on ourselves.
Yeah.
So just forgive us.
Yeah. But please do support us on Patreon.
Totally.
Support us. There's loads of good stuff. And please pre-order my book.
And if you guys like me in this kind of frumpy little outfit, then I'll
not
wear it
frumpy.
next week.
This is frumpy.
I'm joking. No, it's not frumpy. It's not frumpy. Look.
at her. Oh.
Okay, we've really lost.
We've
lost a lot of. We've gone off the rails here. So let's.
But it's okay. It's okay.
Exactly.
I hope everybody has a nice spring.
Exactly. You're gonna have a great spring.
Spring is coming.
Spring in your step.
I know how much you love spring.
Exactly. Who
Spring's
doesn't?
amazing.
Who doesn't?
What happens in the spring?
Exactly. I think of seasons. Spring,
leaves,
number one.
Leaves start to grow.
Yeah, exactly. And the flowers, they're springing up from the ground.
Less muddy.
Yeah.
Don't have to wear your wellies.
Yeah. Yay. Yay, my wellies.
I was seriously considering buying some wellies.
Wellies.
For me. And then I
wellies
thought I can't
when I
do
go
this.
to all the festivals.
just wellies. I need outdoor shoes now because it's so muddy. I don't want to live in a place where I need outdoor shoes.
Outdoor shoes, yeah.
I'm a city dweller.
Exactly. Well, you're not going to like Glasgow then. If you said that you're thinking about moving
That's
to Glasgow.
a city, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but Glasgow's muddy because it's got like more plants and stuff there. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, we're finished
Okay.
now. We're finished. Bye.
Bye.
Is he okay?
Huh?
Is he
Just
not-
don't sit long.
is
You
he
should
not-
ask him that.
Has he not slept?
You should ask him that.
She's going to sleep.
She's going